A Michigan woman killed her boyfriend to defend her unborn child, and her attorneys insist she was well within state law that allows for, quote, the defense of others. In this case, they say the other was her fetus. So the question facing the Michigan court system is, when is a fetus considered legally defensible? Fox News correspondent Jeff Goldblatt reports.
When does a life begin? A Michigan court ruling has reignited this age-old debate.
This is an issue that has nationwide implications.
The case involves Jacqueline Kerr. Kerr stabbed and killed her boyfriend, Antonio Pena, after he punched her in the stomach. She was 17 weeks pregnant at the time. She later had a miscarriage. Found guilty, Kerr is now serving 5 to 20 years in prison.
Mr. Pena struck her in the stomach with his fist, and that's what prompted her defensive action.
Gail Rodwin is Kerr's attorney. In court, she argued Kerr had the right to defend herself and her fetus. The Michigan's Defense of Others law says a person has the right to use force or even take a life to defend someone else under certain circumstances if a person acts in lawful defense of another.
The fetus isn't in a position to protect itself.
But the judge barred the jury from considering this argument after hearing medical testimony that a fetus is not viable until 22 weeks, which Kerr's fetus was not.
He concluded that if the fetus wasn't viable, then there was no other. There was only Jacqueline Kerr.
But a Michigan appellate court overturned that decision on the grounds the jury that convicted Kerr was not properly instructed. The case has been appealed to the Michigan Supreme Court.
It's going to open up the entire question of what is an embryo, what is life, when does it begin.
John Mayhew specializes in fetus rights law. He says Michigan runs the risk of setting a dangerous precedent if the court decides a mother has the right to kill in order to protect the unborn.
The very next day after I've killed the person who tried to harm my fetus, I can turn around and abort it without any legal consequence whatsoever.
We're not addressing abortion questions. We're addressing a very narrow issue. When a pregnant woman is being assaulted, does she have the right to protect the fetus?
It is far from a resolved matter what happens next to Jacqueline Kerr. Regardless, legal analysts will be following the outcome of this case very closely, believing it could be groundbreaking in determining when indeed a fetus becomes viable. In Plymouth, Michigan, Jeff Goldblatt, Fox News.